हम लोग श्री माधुर्य कादम्बिनी ग्रंथ अनुशीलन कर रहे हैं, जिसमें अष्टम दृष्टि के कथा।
So we have been studying Madhurya Kadambini, 8th chapter, the 8th nectarian shower of
भगवान की इच्छा शक्ति श्री स्वरूप सनातन आदि आत्माराम श्रीमंडों में भी श्री हरि गुणों के अधिक चमत्कारिक को जागृत करके आत्मारामचंद्र भी त्याग कराकर उन्हें भक्त बना सत्य सूचो दया शांति संतोष आर्जवम सम दम तपो सम तिरिचो परि उत्तम ज्ञानम वैराग्य वैश्वर्य शौर्य
Qual a página? What page we are? 400? 13? The qualities of Krishna, I think Gurudev is reading.
इसी प्रकार भगवान की सत्य संचय आदि गुणों के द्वारा अर्थात
So
39 गुण भगवान में अक्षय रूप में विराजमान रहते हैं। श्री हरि का अनुग्रह गुण
Sri Hari's quality of affection for his devotees reigns like an emperor over all these qualities. In other words, this quality is the principal authority that governs them all. So yesterday I spoke, God has one special quality, anugraha, his favor, mercy, to his devotees. And for the evil people, the non-devotees, nigraha, punishing, chastisement. So those who are sharanagata, surrendered to Lord, God gives them mercy. One of the names of Lord is sharanagata palaka, means he takes care of those who surrender unto him. Those who surrender themselves to completely surrender at the feet of Krishna, so Lord gives mercy, favor to those who are surrendered to him. Suppose Kaliya. Bhagavan, what did he do? He also danced on her hoods, in all her thousands of hoods. And mic stand. Mic stand. The mic stand behind the And then Bhagavan gave mercy to Kaliya because Kaliya, mais alto. And he gave his mark of his feet on the head of Kaliya. So Bhagavan is called Sharanagata power. Means he takes shelter of those who take shelter of him. Even those evil people that once take shelter of lotus feet of Lord, Bhagavan gives the shelter of his lotus feet and also gives mercy to them. So you know the story of Kaliya Nag. Bhagavan told Kaliya, get out, go away from Vrindavan. Oh, if I go away from Vrindavan, Garuda will kill me. How can I go? Or will beat me. Then Krishna told Garuda, he's my carrier. Garuda is my carrier, Krishna told. Garuda. Huh? He'll not do anything against you. But still Kaliya told Prabhu, how can I go? Maybe Kaliya will... Maybe Garuda will beat me. Then Krishna told, don't worry, I'll put the mark of my lotus feet on your head. So Krishna put the mark of his lotus feet on the head of Kaliya. And Bhagavan told to Kaliya, go to Ramanak Dvipa and live in Ramanak Dvipa. This is the Fiji Island. This is Fiji actually, he went to Fiji. Until nowadays, if you go to Fiji, there are so many marks there remembering this Lila. There is a big deity of Kaliya Naga in the Fiji Islands. How so in Bhagavan Krishna he danced upon the hoods of Kaliya. So in this way, Bhagavan has two kinds of qualities. One is anugraha and another nigraha. Favor and punishment. So to the devotees, Lord gives mercy, anugraha. And to the durjan, to the evil non-devotees, He's chastising them, punishing. So I told, this anugraha comes from which part of God's limbs? Do you remember? Uncle said. From his sidelong glance. The mercy of Lord is like this. So He gives mercy to the devotees and punishes the non-devotees. Still, if some evil person also or non-devotee takes shelter of the lotus feet of Lord, then Bhagavan will also give mercy to him. Example is the example of Kaliya Naga. So now we are coming to this katha. 18 faults that Bhagavan does not have. Scriptures mention the following 18 faults. Page 414. Bhagavan does not have these 18 faults, but looks like we see these 18 faults in Krishna. In the Vaishnava Tantra it's written, Bhagavan does not have 18 faults, but still, just to perform Lila, Krishna shows like he's having these 18 faults. And actually his faults are actually qualities. In Shri Bhagavan, even apparent faults are wondrous qualities. Uddhava asked, Bhagavan told, see, the Guru is just like me. Krishna told, understand the Guru as myself. Understand the Gurudeva as like my own sarup, my form, myself. And honor and worship Gurudeva as like he's me, as like me. Krishna told of. And you should never also dishonor the Guru. Means you should see the Guru as my swarup, as myself. And you should never think Guru is a mortal human being. Marta Buddhi means you should never dishonor him thinking he's a mortal human being. Never think that. Just like the jivas in this material world, being born and dying, and according to their karma, they are suffering the fruits of their actions. So in the same way, you should never think that Guru is just like one person like this, a normal person in this world, suffering karma. You should never think, Guru is just like me. No, sorry, Krishna told Uddhava, you should think that Guru is just like me, a transcendental Tata. But the Uddhava told, look, but I see sometimes the Guru is angry. Sorry. So how can I understand that the Guru is, how can I honor Guru as like you? As like he would be you. Then Uddhava, Krishna to ask Uddhava, what do you think about me? What is your conception about me? Then Uddhava told, you are Parabrahma Bhagavan. You are the Supreme God. You have no bikar. You don't have illusion. No, you don't have anger. You don't have all these things. Then Bhagavan told, in this verse Bhagavan told, page 414. Bhagavan is saying, look, listen about my 18 faults. Actually, you think I don't have these 18 faults, but I tell that I also have illusion, moha. I become blind by the gopis. I play the flute to meet the gopis and to make Rasa Bihar, Rasa Lila with them. I also become bewildered sometimes. I don't know what to do or not to do. So all this fickleness, madness, envy, violence, dishonesty, harshness. I also have anger, fear, completely bewilder others. I have all these faults. Then Uddhava told Prabhu, this is not your faults. Actually, this is Lila, pastimes you do. Means in Bhagavan, these faults, apparent faults, only for pastimes he's showing this. And actually it's so attractive and so beautiful, this, isn't it? Bhagavan is lying. Krishna lies. What lie he tell? Maya, mother, I haven't eaten butter, he told. Krishna was caught red-handed. He was stealing the butter at that same moment. He was caught red-handed. Still Krishna was saying, I haven't eaten and stolen the butter. Once Krishna, what did he do? He went to the house of the Vrajavasis. And the gopis, early in the morning, Brahma Muhurta, they had just woken up and they were churning the yogurt.
Krishna he Jadava he Saketi Govinda Damo Dharmadavedi.
Churning the yogurt and chanting the names of Govinda. Bhagavan says, if you call my mantra, actually you're calling to me. If if you're chanting my mantra, means you're calling me. So the gopi was chanting her names of Govinda. So Govinda came in the house of that gopi very early in the morning. And the gopi was... Krishna took that fresh butter. Gopi took that fresh butter and put it in one corner of the room. In the Vrajavasi's house, there was no electric bulb, like this light bulb. They used to have in their house some ghee wicks. In the house of the Vrajavasis, there's no light, like electrical light. So it's very dark when it's not. When it's dark inside the house. But she lit a ghee wick. But she was afraid that Krishna would steal her fresh butter. So, this Vrajagopi, what did she do? She also, I forgot the word. She blew the ghee wick, like she blew it out, apagou a vela. But Krishna was saying, but you are calling my mantra, you are calling me if you are speaking my mantra, so I will accept what you are giving. So she put out the ghee wick, and Gopi is thinking, Krishna is so clever, I must catch him red-handed. Every day the rat eats and goes away. But I have to arrange something to catch this rat. You know the rats? So the Gopi, what did she do? She put some over the butter pot. She put some over the butter pot. She put some, like when Gopal would put his hand inside the butter of the pot. She put like some kind of a bell. And then when Krishna would put his hand, the bell would ring and she would wake up and catch him red-handed. And the Gopi went to sleep. Gopal saw that the Gopi was sleeping. But God has some bangles in his arms. And from this actually, there is so much effulgence coming. And also his body is just like Ujjwal Nilamani. More beautiful and more brilliant than Ujjwal Nilamani. This blue sapphire. Indra Nilajni Krishna Rupa Kani Heriya Kadambini Indra Nilajni Krishna Rupa Kani Heriya Kadambini. Like Arjuna Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains, the effulgence of Krishna's body is just more brilliant and more beautiful than the Indranil, means the blue sapphire effulgence. Safira azul. So the body of Govinda is so beautiful. So the effulgence of Krishna's body completely illuminates all the room. And also, I told you, he has some bangles in his wrist. Very beautiful. From these also, the more effulgence comes, and then everything is illuminated, and he can see where is the butter pot. Gopi was sleeping. Today the Gopi had one desire in her mind. I will catch Krishna red-handed. Bhagavan, he knows everything, all the desires of everyone. Bhagavan thought, oh, that Bhakta wants to catch me, so I will surrender to his desire, to her desire. And when the devotee wants to catch Bhagavan, Bhagavan also says, okay, I'm under your control. If you want to catch me, okay, your desire. So, what did Gopal do? Slowly, he put his hand inside the butter pot and he told the bell, hey bell, listen to my instruction. Which instruction? Don't ring. When, if I, while I'm stealing, don't ring. So this was the order of Bhagavan, no? What to do? Then slowly Gopal, what did he do? He put his hand inside the butter pot, and he took the butter and came out. He took his hand out of the butter pot, Gopal. But the bell was not ringing. The bell should ring. But Bhagavan had instructed, huh? The instruction of Krishna was, bell should not ring today. Gopi is sleeping. Gopal saw that fresh and beautiful, delicious butter. Then Gopal started dribbling automatically, like spontaneously. Then when he was salivating, Gopal thought, let me taste a little bit this butter to see how is it. Then he put in his tongue, and immediately the bell started ringing. Dun, 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 dun. Gopal told Bell, I had told you should not ring. Why didn't you follow my instruction? Bell told Prabhu, you told me not to ring while you were taking out the butter. So I followed your instruction. It didn't ring while you were taking out the butter. But also in all the scriptures also you give another instruction that when somebody is offering bhoga, the pujari must ring the bell. Isn't it? Shastra explains, it's written. Without bell, if you not ring the bell, you can offer thousand things to Krishna, Krishna will not accept. Play the bell, play or ring the bell? Ring the bell, ring the bell. So that's why the pujari, when he's offering to the deity, he's always ringing the bell. He rings the bell and then he puts that water of the conch, 2 drops, saying this, idam navidyam gopalebhyo namaha. I'm offering this to you, this food to you. Idam to you. Offer this water, offer this prasad, and then Bhagavan accepts. You have to ring the bell. In the Gaudiya Mata, if you don't ring the bell, nothing happens. You have to ring the bell in the Gaudiya Mata. So the bell told him, hey Prabhu, you gave me instruction, so I have completely followed your instruction. Because first you told that I should not ring while you're taking your hand out of the pot. But when you started eating, I had to ring, otherwise you would not accept. Okay, so the ring started dun 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 ringing, and at the time the gopi woke up. The gopi was thinking, today I caught the rat in the trap. So when she woke up, she caught the hand of Gopal. Today the rat tá na ratoeira. Today the rat was trapped. So she took Gopal. Then she thought, I will show your mother, otherwise your mother will not believe that you're stealing from my house. Gopal told, hey Gopi, I stole? How can you say you didn't steal? I'll beat you. Gopi, don't beat me. Gopi would not beat, but still she was threatening. Hey Gopi, don't beat me. This house is yours? I was thinking this was my house. Why are you like this and mine and yours? Gopal is also instructing the gopis. This mine and yours, this is Maya. Like yours and mine. In Braja, there's no Maya. This thing of mine and yours, why you like this conception? Why? Gopal told, Gopis, you haven't studied the Shastra, you didn't study nothing, huh? In this material world, everything belongs to Bhagavan. isn't it? Why are you making this distinction, mine and yours? Those who have generous hearts, they think everything belongs to Bhagavan, and he thinks everybody is his friend. That person who is very generous, they are called Shashanaji. Do you remember? No. Those who are very generous, magnanimous, he sees everybody as his friend. Not like this mine and yours, this distinction. The gopi said, "You are so small and speaking a lot, huh? I'll take you to your mother." Because Mother Jashoda, your Mother Jashoda is not believing that her Gopal is stealing other people's house. Let's go. Gopal said, "Okay, if you want, let's go. Take me and let's go." Gopi was walking, Gopal behind her. She was holding his hand and like dragging him, walking with him. Understand? You know, if somebody catches a goat, the goat is coming behind, like being dragged, bam, 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 and the owner is like almost dragging the goat in front. So the goat is bam, 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 and the owner of the goat is walking in front. So in the same way, Gopal is also like a goat walking behind and Gopi in front. After walking some time, Gopal told Gopi, listen one thing. You're holding my hand for such a long time. You caught my right hand. I'm feeling some pain. Catch my left hand. You have to take me, okay, but change the arm. Gopi said, okay. The Gopi also have mamata for Govinda, the Gopis. Gopi are thinking, as I was holding him for a long time, right hand. Maybe Gopal is feeling pain, so okay, let's catch his left hand. So she started catching his left hand and went, but continue walking. But Gopal is full of Maya, no? And Maya is his. So actually Gopal left from her hands, and the son of that Gopi who was sleeping, Gopal took that son of that Gopi and put in the hand of that Gopi. But the Gopis, you know, they cover their head with the gungut, this veil. So she didn't realize that she was holding actually now the hand of her son. Then Gopal went from behind the back door, and then he went quickly. Gopal went quickly to his own room, and he pretended he was sleeping. Okay, and then when the Gopi started knocking on the door, calling Mother Jashoda, Jashoda, Mother Jashoda woke up and said, "What happened? Gopi, what happened? Why are you coming so early? What happened during the night? It's not even dawn yet. Why did you come so early? What happened? Jashoda, you don't believe that your Gopal is stealing butter in my house, but you see, today I have caught him red-handed and I brought him here." Mother Jashoda said, "My Gopal? He's sleeping in the room nearby." No. Your son stole. Mother Jashoda said, "My Gopal is sleeping." Gopal knows everything, yeah? Sarvantarjami, he's super so. So the Gopal came from inside the house because Jashoda called him. "Who are you? Raise your veil and you'll be able to see who are you holding." When the Gopi saw, really, she was holding the hand of her own son. The gopi became ashamed. Mother Yashoda said, "See, my Gopal was sleeping." And then Gopal came out and said, "You see, mother, this gopi is accusing me. When do I go to her house? When? I was sleeping. Come on." Her own son was eating the butter from her house and she's blaming me. Then the gopi felt ashamed and left. In the middle of the way, Krishna said, "Change hands." And when change hands, Krishna put her own son in his hand and he went to his house and pretended sleeping. So these Lilas of Krishna externally looks like some fault, but it actually is qualities. This is called the Lilas of Krishna. We should understand these are Lilas of Lord. So I told that Uddhava was asking, "How can you compare Guru with you?" And Krishna told, just like I do pastimes Lila, the Shuddha Vaishnava Guru they also do pastimes. Like if they show also some of these faults, apparently actually there's only pastimes for the Guru also. Even though these faults are by no means present in Bhagavan, by the entreaty of the Kripa Shakti, sometimes avatars like Sri Ramacandra, Sri Krishna gracefully manifest them. Actually, by the influence of this Kripa Shakti, these faults are transmitted into virtues and are experienced as such by the devotees. So actually these apparent faults, they are like virtues. For the jivas, these are faults, but for Bhagavan, they are qualities. And these qualities, they increase the sweetness of Lord's pastimes. Just like I told you this pastime now, Krishna stole what Bhagavan actually established. I haven't stolen anything. So there's that of darshan, philosophy, and rasa darshan, the mellows. So both are together, same time. So Bhagavan was telling the gopi, "Why are you telling this mine and yours thing? Everything is mine." Krishna told. Like in the Upanishad, it's explained. Whatever we see belongs to Bhagavan. There's nothing else beyond Bhagavan. There's nothing else but him. And the Upanishad explains. So Bhagavan is saying, "Gopi, you're saying this is my house, your house. This is my butter, your butter, I'm stealing." How can Bhagavan steal something? Everything belongs to you. So whatever we see in this world, everything comes from Bhagavan. So a mother gives birth to a boy. And immediately from that time starts milk coming from her breast. This milk is coming from where? Actually, Bhagavan, he's giving that milk, inspiring that milk in the breast of the woman. And when the boy starts to grow up, automatically that milk dries up. I mean, there's no milk anymore in the breast of the mother. So actually, to feed and take care of the baby, who is doing that? Giving the milk and helping to take care of him? Krishna. That's why Krishna is like my mother, like our mother, our father, everything to us. Oh Bhagavan, you are my mother, father. Just like the mother, father. They put me to sleep, they feed me, they take care of me. Actually, who is doing this? Bhagavan. If you know this tattva, you will be free, delivered from this material world. Do not be attached to the bondage of Maya. So if you know this tattva, that everything belongs to Lord, and you should take only our portion, like this shloka of Upanishad. Everything belongs to Lord. So Bhagavan was telling this philosophy to the gopi, because gopi told, "This is my house." Krishna told, "Oh, I was thinking it was my house. And this is mine and yours. This is Maya. In Maya, in Vraja, there's no Maya." Krishna was telling the gopi. Because that Brajabhumi is the place of Krishna's pastimes, sweet pastimes. So how can we have Maya in Braj? Maya is measuring. If you think, according to your mind, intelligence, you measure something, this is Maya. And the Dhamma of God, transcendental, is transcendental, abode of Krishna, is transcendental. Maya cannot enter there. Also, another meaning of Maya is also Kripa. God, giving favor and mercy, He presents these pastimes. And like this is giving happiness to the devotee, to the devotees. In this way, Bhagavan in Braj is performing so many pastimes, and he's making the devotee feel so much bliss in this ocean of prema. Satavrata Muni, he's saying the Mudarashtakam, so beautiful. So in this way, this thing of stealing, Chorja means God stealing. He's stealing, no, the act of stealing. Externally, it looks like it's a fault, but actually becomes a quality and nourishes the Lila and gives bliss, happiness to the devotees. God is Anandamai Sindhu, the ocean of happiness. And the devotee is... And Krishna gives happiness to the devotee, because Krishna is the embodiment of happiness. And he gives birth, happiness to the devotee. So the author here is saying, so these 18 faults that I was telling, it's a verse from Vaishnava Tantra. These are not actually faults. They are by the influence of this Kripa Shakti. Sometimes avatars like Sri Ramacandra and Sri Krishna Chandra gracefully manifest these faults. And by the influence of this Kripa Shakti, these faults are transmuted into virtues and are experienced as such by devotees. Thereafter becoming capable of relishing, 419. Thereafter becoming capable of relishing the magnitude of Bhagavan's Madhurya, his beauty, fragrance, and so on, that lustrous devotee reaches the zenith of astonishment, continually realizing the unprecedented affection of Bhagavan for his devotees. The devotee's heart melts. So the katha of Bhagavan is like a nectar, and it's manifesting in each time more beautiful, more young, more amazing. The katha is each time also more nice. Like Krishna has so many pastimes, and whenever you listen here, you think, oh, I have never heard it before. I'm already 40 years here, and we are discussing the same Dama-bandhana-lila katha, Krishna bound by Madhurya shoulder to the grinding mortar. Every year in Kartik we are speaking this, and every year we are listening about Krishna. But what seems every time is bliss to listen and speak. Looks like we have never heard it before. Because the Bhagavan Katha, the Katha of Krishna, his pastimes, they're so sweet that they manifest in an ever fresh, newly form every time. The Katha, the things of this world, one time you listen is already enough. You don't. People are just bug, like barking and speaking. When wife, husband, they are bug to each other. You know, like they're complaining to each other and quarreling. Bug, like just blah, blah. The wife says, your sister is not good, your mother is not good, this is da. Go, so I will sleep in another room. Husband says, I will sleep in another room. Not stop speaking. Because the katha in this world Like for example, Jatila Kutila. For Bhagavan. Okay, wait, delete. If you go to Java, Jatila, Kutila, they are also speaking, gossiping and speaking bad things and blaming. It's like Jatila Kutila. But if it's Bhagavad Katha, if you listen about Jatila Kutila, you feel bliss, you feel happiness. But if it's material things, then it's like, what is this? People blah 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 blah. You don't want, like it's like a burden to listen to these things, somebody complaining about something. But if it's Krishna's pastime, like Jatila Kutila, then very nice. It's giving bliss. Continually realizing the unprecedented affection of Bhagavan for his devotees, the devotee's heart melts. 419, top. So I told those 18 folds. Human being, demigod, and demons can also have. Now Gurudev is 415. Commentary, Piyusha Varshini. These faults can never exist in the transcendental form of Shri Bhagavan, who is the embodiment of eternity, cognizances, and bliss. Just as darkness cannot possibly exist within the sun, which is self-luminous, so it is impossible for even a iota of fault to exist in Shri Bhagavan. Like Bhagavan, Rama, when he was in separation of Sita, he was exclaiming, Hasite, Hasite, just like a lusty man, crying. You know the story of when Sita was kidnapped. From early in the morning until the sunset, Bhagavan Ramacandra, he was just like a crazy man. Sita, where are you? Ramachandra's pastime is so sweet. He was screaming, yelling, crying out loud for Sita like this. So, who saw? Kisi ko dekha? So Ramachandra saw the footprints of Sita and he said, "Oh, Prithvi Devi, you are so blessed because you hold the marks of the footprints of my wife, Sita-devi." And he told Lakshman, "Look at the footprints of my wife, Sita." And the Valmiki Ramayana explains this when Ramachandra saw these footprints. Just like a lusty man, Ramachandra was crying for his wife. He was crying so much. So it was sunset. Bhagavan Ramachandra, what did he do? Sat in one place. He was helpless, hopeless. He had searched each place of Dandakarana forest, trying to find her. He had searched in whole Dandakarana forest, but he didn't find Sita-devi anywhere. Even he went to the Kamal, lotus flowers. He was thinking maybe Sita-devi is hiding among these lotus flowers. She's like making fun of me, trying to hide among the flower of lotus. So Ramachandra, he was taking each of lotus flower, looking, oh, maybe Sita-devi hiding her, because the face of Sita looks like a lotus. So Bhagavan Ramachandra, he was in that forest of lotus flowers, and he was taking each lotus, trying to search for her, but he couldn't find her. Hasite, Hasite, crying out loud like this, crying. So the night, the sun set, the sun had set, like it became nighttime, and then Ramachandra was so upset. He was holding his bow like this, leaning his head and crying. He was so hopeless. If someone uses his all power to get something and cannot attain what he wanted, the person feels so hopeless. So Ramachandra was also feeling like this. and he sat in a place, and he was leaning his head on his bow, and the part of the bow was down, was on the earth, on the ground, and the upper part of the bow, Ramachandra was leaning his head on that bow. And Ramachandra was crying so much, streams of tears, jar 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 jar, these tears flowing from his eyes. So he was leaning his head on the bow like this, and he was crying. So because of this, the tears, they were also taking shot of the bow and touching the ground through the bow, touching the earth, the ground through the bow. Then in that moment, he saw there was a flow of blood coming from the earth, from the ground. So from the eyes of Ramachandra, tears were coming, and from when touching the floor, the ground of the forest, the earth, then a stream of blood was coming. Lakshman saw that, became amazed. Lakshman said, "Bhaiya, oh my brother, be calm, be patient. Whatever happened has happened. We have to, who can stop the desire of the Supreme? You know, the providence, who can stop?" So Lakshman was trying to pacify Ramachandra. Then in this moment, Lakshman told, "Bhaiya, tell me one thing. Why when your tears touch the ground, we see this, where is this stream of blood coming from? I see the stream of tears coming from your eyes, but immediately I also see this stream of blood coming from the ground. So where is this coming from?" Then Bhagavan Ramachandra told Lakshman, "Lift my bow a little bit." Lakshman lifted the bow of Ramachandra. He lifted. Okay, dig a little bit under the earth. So they dug a little bit, and they found one frog under the earth, and he was actually being squashed by the weight of the bow. And because of the weight of the bow, it was wounding, like there was wounding him, the frog. So the blood was coming from the frog. In the heart of Bhagavan Ramachandra, so much daya came, compassion. So he took the frog in his hands. "Oh frog, why didn't you did any sound?" Because when the snake catches the frog is screaming, "Tack, tack, 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 tack." He's actually saying, "Save me, save me." So Bhagavan Ramachandra gave the example. Look, when the snake catches the frog is saying, "Tang, tang." Like this frog is saying, "Is there anyone who can help me?" So my bow was on squeezing you from top, like this, piercing or hurting you, and you didn't say anything. I could have placed my bow elsewhere. You know, imagine the weight of Bhagavan Ram's bow. Very heavy. It's very heavy. Then the frog told, "Prabhu, you are the Supreme Lord, Supreme Controller. When the snake catches me, and when I'm screaming, actually I'm calling God. Prabhu, are you there to save me? But now you're Prabhu, you God himself is squeezing me. Who can I call to for help? If Bhagavan kills me, who can I call for help, for saving me?" So frog was saying, if someone kills me, tries to kill me, I can call out for God's help. Please protect me. But if God himself is killing me or wounding me or something, how can I ask for anyone to help? Who will help me? Is there anyone who would be able to help me? I would call the name of Ram. But if Ram himself is like killing me or hurting me, how can I ask for help of Ram? Because he's himself. So I was just suffering my karma. How can I call for help? So that's why I was silent. Frog told. Bhagavan Ramacandra told, frog, you were blessed. You were blessed. Okay, tell me one thing. Why you were born as a frog? Bhagavan Ramacandra asked him, who are you? Then at that moment he told, hey Prabhu, you know everything actually in everyone's heart. In the previous life, I was the sevaka of a guru. What was I? A sevaka of a guru, servant of a bona fide guru. I used to serve. It was time of Chaturmasa. My nails were very big, very long. I was serving Gurudeva. My nails were long, so I was massaging the lotus feet of Guru. Unknowingly or somehow, I accidentally scratched Gurudeva's feet because of my big nails. Then the Gurudeva told, foolish! You don't know how properly to serve, how to serve properly. You're serving me with these big nails, and then you scratch my feet. Go. You should be born as a frog. So I took hold of Gurudev's feet and crying. I said, Gurudev, please forgive me. Gurudeva told, okay, go. So whatever I spoke, I already spoke. The words that came from my mouth already, just like an arrow that you shoot can never come back to the bow. So whatever words I told cannot come back. So you have to be born as a frog. But I give you a blessing. In Treta Yuga, Bhagavan Ramacandra will deliver you from the frog birth. So, saying this, Bhagavan, I remember, by the mercy of Gurudev, or because of that curse, I got the birth as a frog, and now you have delivered me from the frog's birth. Ramachandra Bhagavan told, you served Gurudev so much, so I'll give you the fruit of that service. What do you want? Tell me. Oh Prabhu, I want to be the anklets of your lotus feet. And Bhagavan told, I am now in the forest, Banabasi. I live in the forest, exile. So I cannot keep anklets now because I'm in exile. I cannot use anklets, wear anklets. But I will fulfill your desire. After my Ram Lila, I will come as Krishna. And I will perform pastimes. And then you will be the anklets of my lotus feet. Of my feet. And you will serve me as anklets. So this anklets in Lord Bhagavan's foot, is Nupur, is actually that Lila. So these anklets of Krishna's feet come from where? From that mercy of Bhagavan Ramacandra. That frog appeared as Nupur, as anklets, and now is in the feet of Krishna. There are many stories very sweet in the Ramayana. How by the mercy of Bhagavan Ramacandra, the frog took birth as an anklet. So Bhagavan, the anklets are never separated from Krishna's foot. Understand? Maybe Bhagavan gives, maybe the gopis steal Krishna's flute, or he gives his flute to the gopis. But the Nupur, the anklet, is never out of Krishna's body. Like it's always in Krishna. He's always wearing the anklets, always. That's why, because Krishna had given that blessing. You will always be my anklets, and you always serve my feet. He gave that benediction to the frog. There's many kathas, so this song is saying I want to be the anklets of Gopi's lotus feet. Always saying runu runu, like making sound. So of all the ornaments of Lord, the best ornament, what is it? The anklets. Nupur. Jai Nupur ki jai. Jai anklets. Nupur means anklets. So many pastimes. So the anklets of Krishna's lotus feet, or if you are born as anklets of gopis, anklets, this is not ordinary. You see, by the mercy of Ramacandra, in Krishna's pastimes. Okay, what happened? By the mercy of Ramacandra, many different personalities, they participated in Krishna's Lila. Many people like this disregard Ramacandra, but actually the mercy of Ramacandra is so important. These faults can never exist in the transcendental form of Shri Bhagavan, just as darkness cannot possibly exist within the sun. So it's impossible for even a little bit of fault to exist in Shri Bhagavan. 415. Nevertheless, during his incarnation as Sri Ram, we see that he, Krishna, Lord, was bewildered in separation from Sita-devi. I told this, no? That after Sita was kidnapped, how he was so, bewildered by Sita, because of Sita, crying, calling for her, and in these 18 faults, except for excessive lust, tivra kama, and harshness, ruksha rasata, can be seen in the pastimes of Swayam Bhagavan Shri Krishna, in the absolute truth. So these 18 faults, so this tivra kama means excessive lust, and harshness, rukka rasata. Except for these faults, all these other faults are present in Krishna, in Krishna's pastime. You can see. Harshness, é muito rude, assim, grosso, grosseria. So, according to the Madhurya Rasa Shastra, Krishna plays the flute. And what does he do with the gopis? Rasa Bihar, Rasa Lila. Numerous pastimes. So sometimes we also see in Lord some anger. Shri Baladev Vidyabhushan wrote in his Siddhanta Darpana. What is it? Here. Baladev Vidyabhushan cites examples from Srimad Bhagavatam that seem to indicate faults in Bhagavan. When Brahmaji stole the cows and friends of Krishna, then Swayam Bhagavan, what did he do? Krishna was searching for his cows and friends just like an ordinary human being. Bhagavan has always two qualities: Sarvagata, all-knowing power, and Mugdata, completely innocent. So, where Gurudev is reading, who knows? Bhagavan also shows tiredness. When somebody works a lot and feels tired, Bhagavan also, we see this sometimes in him.
श्री बलदेव और श्री कृष्ण घुटनों पर चलते हुए मुग्ध और भयभीत आदि जननी के निकट लौट गए। पिताजी वचन से भगवान के भ्रम भी देखा।
416.
गोपाल यहीं पर बैठे रहो।
Mother Shoda told Gopal, sit here, don't go further. Gopal told, Mother, what is there? Why cannot go? Then Mother Jashoda told, there's a ghost, Bishop Papon. There's a terrible entity who will do something bad to you. So Gopal, listening to this, he's afraid. Motherly gopis approached Mother Jashoda and said, your son releases the calves untimely, and when we become upset, he simply chuckles. Here we see restlessness, lulata. Will not read? Gopal opens the calves' ropes before time. And the gopis become angry with Gopal. And they try to beat him. And the Gopal is laughing on their face. Laughing in their face. Another example. Vanamali, Krishna. He opens the rope of the calves. Why? Because the gopis generally they bind the calves. And Gopal enters the house of the gopis and steals the butter. When they go to take the calves that he has untied, he unties the calves to distract the gopis. So when the gopi was churning yogurt, and she kept that butter in a pot hanging from the ceiling. And the mother-in-law of that gopi, told her, sit here. Gopal will come and you hit him if he tries to steal the butter. So the gopi went to Jamuna to fetch water. And then in this moment, Krishna came with his friends and saw that the old woman was, the mother-in-law was an old woman. So she was old and she was like nodding off a little bit, like falling asleep. So Gopal bound the feet, hands and mouth of that old lady, the mother-in-law. So that butter clay pot hanging from the ceiling, with a stick, Krishna broke that pot. So the butter started falling, and the sakas all they start eating. And then in the moment the gopi was coming, and so they opened the ropes that were binding the mother-in-law, and they put some butter on the mouth of the mother-in-law, and they left. The gopi came back and said, oh, my mother-in-law, you became old, huh? You're so old, oh my. You could not even control your tongue. You yourself, you broke the butter and the butter fell. Mother-in-law said, no, I didn't do anything, oh my daughter-in-law. So how this butter is in your mouth? Oh, this naughty, this blackish boy, so naughty. Came with his friends. He bound my hands and feet. He put some gamcha on my mouth. And he broke and took all the butter. And when he was going, he also rubbed some butter in my mouth. But the gopi was not believing her mother-in-law. She wouldn't believe. So many Lilas of Krishna. So sweet. So Krishna, so many mischievous pastimes. Like how you say, tormenting others, but actually it's full of sweetness, actually giving bliss to the devotees. 416, last paragraph. Vanamali shows honor to his cowherd friends with eyes restless with pride. Here we see pride. 417, first paragraph. When Indra sent forth torrential rain in an attempt to destroy Vraja, Shri Krishna said, I shall crush Indra's inflated false ego, which caused him to stupidly think himself to be the Lord of the three worlds. So Krishna sometimes also shows this ahankar, this proud. Indra, you think you're the king and you're making my Vrajavasis your servant. You are a conditioned soul. Indra is a conditioned soul. I gave you the position of Indra, and now you're so proud, thinking you're the best. You're taking puja from my mother, father. You're getting your feet washed by my Vrajavasis. I'll teach you a lesson. You are nothing compared to the Vrajavasis. You're a conditioned soul. Foolish Indra. So Bhagavan had this proud, this arrogancy or some pride, this arrogancy. So by the Giriraj Lila, Krishna destroyed the pride also of Indra. When Krishna killed Putana, we even see violence himself in Bhagavan. After eating dirt, Krishna said to his mother, Maya, I do not eat dirt. They are all telling lies. Krishna ate butter. Mother Shoda told Kaliya, open your mouth. Kaliya told, no, I haven't eaten. So open your mouth, let me check. So when he opened, Mother Shoda saw the unlimited universes in the mouth of Krishna. और जरासंध आदि के वध के समय भगवान ने असत्य भाषण करते हुए भी देखा जाता है। मूल लीला के क्रोध भी प्रसिद्ध है। In this pastime, and also when he slew Jarasandha and others, we witness dishonest speech in Bhagavan. In such pastimes, he is also famous for his anger, krodh. Not finding the calves and sakas anywhere in the forest, the all-knowing Shri Krishna understood that this was the work of Lord Brahma. Here we see apprehension, ashanka in Shri Krishna. Shri Hari desired, I shall become many. With these words of Shruti, Shri Hari, by his absorption in the activities of the universe, demonstrates his nature to bewilder others. Vishwa Vibram. Bhagavan says, I am equal to everyone. I don't have enemies or friends. I'm impartial to all the living beings. But still, Lord takes the side of the Pandavas and destroys the Kauravas. Punish the Kauravas. So in such statements we see the seeming fault of partiality, Vishmatva. Just like when Durvasa Rishi also came, Lord told to Durvasa, I am controlled by my devotees and have no independence in their presence. Bhagavan said, hey Brahman, Durvasa, I'm not independent. I'm controlled by my devotees. I have no independence. You have committed an offense to the feet of Ambarish Maharaj. That's why I cannot give you shelter. Go to Ambarish Maharaj. You have committed an offense to his lotus feet, so go to him. The devotees are my life. They are my heart and soul. So I cannot protect you. This statement shows dependency on others, parapeksha. Harshness, ruksha rasata, is prioritizing attachment to something over a loving relationship. An intense lust, prabal kam, is that lasciviousness which leads to distress. Although these two faults do not exist in Bhagavan, 16 faults, as evidenced in the Shastra, are visible within him. How, therefore, can it be said that Bhagavan's form is devoid of these faults, of those faults? The response to this objection is that these apparent serious faults in Shri Krishna, such as illusion, actually these faults, they are increasing the happiness of the devotees. There are two kinds of devotees. Devotees with opulent mood, Aishwarya Parabhakta, and Madhurya sweetness mood devotees. So Lord performs these sweet pastimes, and He's standing to the devotees in opulent mood. Look how I am, controlled by the love of my Madhurya devotees. Madhya she bound Gopala. How is it possible? The devotees in the mood of opulence, they don't believe that Madhya she bound Gopal with a rope. The devotees in opulence mood, they're saying God is actually everywhere. God is everywhere. He's inside the rope, outside the rope. Bring the Tulasi, time is up. Bhagavan is everywhere. Where he is not. So with this rope that Mother Jashoda, she bound Bal Gopal. Krishna Paramatma, Super Soul, is also inside the rope. He's always manifesting three forms: Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So in the form of Paramatma, Lord is everywhere, inside the rope, outside the rope. How? Mother Yashoda was capable of binding him then. That's why the devotees in opulent mode, they don't believe. But through these Lilas, Lord is immersing His devotees in oceans of bliss. And He's showing these devotees of opulent moods, those who think that God, Krishna is Lord, is God. So Bhagavan is showing to them, look how Bal Gopal, he was bound by the hair binding rope of Mother Jashoda. That's why Shukadeva Goswami, he told in the end. Shukadeva Goswami concluded like this. He said, seeing the efforts of Mother Jashoda, seeing the hard endeavors of Mother Jashoda, God Himself, He accepted to be bound. This is also not proper. No. Mother Jashoda, with her Vatsalya Bhava, she bound Gopal with the rope. Which rope? The rope of her Vatsalya Bhava. She bound Bal Gopal with the rope. Which rope? The rope of her Vatsalya Bhava. So, for the devotees in opulent mood, okay, what you're saying is true. Yes, Krishna accepted to be bound. But the devotees in Madhurya Rasa, they'll say no. Madhya Yashoda, she bound Gopal with the rope of her Vatsalya mood. With the rope of her Vatsalya mood, she bound Bal Gopal. So Bal Gopal, he went running outside his house on the street because he committed 2 offenses. Which offense? First, he broke the yogurt pot, and also second, he wasted the butter feeding the crows and monkeys. That's why Mother Yashoda came out with a stick to chastise Gopal. Gopal was so afraid. Gopal was afraid, running on the streets. You know, generally, the death himself, Jam Maharaj, is afraid of him. Everyone is afraid in this world of what? Of Jam Maharaj. The same Jam Maharaj, he is afraid of Bhagavan. Jam Maharaj is afraid of him. And this God, Krishna, Bal Gopal, now he's afraid of the chastisements of Mother Yashoda, because Mother Yashoda is running behind him with a stick. So he's running away from her, afraid that Mother Yashoda will beat him, will beat me. Gopal is running. Mother Yashoda is also running after him. How beautiful this picture. Gopal is running. He's naked. He only has a thread on his waist only. So beautiful, Bal Gopal. He's running, and Mother Yashoda is running after him, taking a stick. So Mother Yashoda so quickly, she's running after him, that even her clothes are like scattering. Even her anchala, like her veil, the sari, is falling on the ground. Her braid is also opening up. The flowers of her hair are also falling on the ground. The ornaments of her ears also falling. The flowers of her ears. Still, she's running behind Gopal. And Gopal running so quick. But Mother Yashoda was running more quicker than him. More quickly than him. Then Mother Yashoda, she caught the back of Gopal with her left hand. She held his back, and with her right hand she was chastising, threatening him, "I will beat you!" And Gopal was so afraid, "Maya, don't beat me." So these kinds of Lilas. So these Lilas actually, they nourish the bliss of the devotees. Lord is performing Ananda Lila. In this moment, the Bhava, Madhurya of Gopal was so beautiful. The devotees in Ashwani Marga, they are saying Kal Javan, Jarasandha, and another demon. Muchukunda, and he was running after him and could not catch. Who was that person?
जिन्होंने कृष्ण ने जिसको जो सोए हुए थे
Muchukunda. That one who was sleeping.
और उसके पीछे उस समय क्या नाम है ये
So who was that demon behind Muchukunda? Who wanted to kill Muchukunda? Kal name it.
और एक था जो भगवान की पकड़ने के लिए दौड़ने लगे क्या जवान काल जवान हाँ काल जवान
Yeah, Kal Javan.
काल जवान भगवान की पकड़ने के लिए पीछे दौड़ने लगे
He was running to try to catch Bhagavan, but he could not catch.
और वही भगवान गोपाल
And the same Bhagavan Gopal
आगे दौड़ रहे हैं उसके पीछे
was running, Mother Yashoda running after him,
कृष्ण से अति
and Mother Yashoda, she ran quicker than Krishna and she caught Gopal. She caught him because of her Vatsalya bhav.
भगवान की जो है
Like even great demons could not catch Krishna, but Mother Yashoda could catch him because of her Vatsalya bhav.
और भक्त वात्सल्य आदि की सिद्धि के लिए प्राकृतिक अवसर है अभूतपूर्व धर्म से प्रकटित होते हैं इनके बिना कृष्णलीला की सिद्धि नहीं हो सकती है कृष्ण की माधुर्यमयी लीला सिद्धि नहीं होने पर उनकी पूर्णतमता और स्वयं भगवत्ता के विघ्न पड़ता है अतः जीव में जो मोह आदि
These apparent serious faults in Krishna, such as illusion, exist solely to nourish the transcendental ecstasy of astonishment in the devotees. They manifest from Bhagavan's inherent nature, which is devoid of any scent of the material energy, in order to exhibit playful pastimes. Like suppose Krishna, he's pretending to sleep. Knowingly, Krishna is sleeping in one place, and he put his flute in his waist, and Krishna is sleeping. Gopis think, oh, Gopal is sleeping, so now is the chance for us to steal the flute, because this flute is the destroyer of our chastity. So let's steal it. So the gopis want to steal the flute of Krishna. And then Krishna normally, he starts snoring. Gopis think, oh, really Gopal is really asleep. So let's steal the flute. Then in this moment, what happened? One gopi, slowly, just like a cat, she came and took the flute from Krishna's waist. Then she thought, maybe Gopal is really asleep or not. So the gopi put her face near his mouth to check, and then Gopal at the moment suddenly just embraced the gopi and kissed her by force. So these kind of leelas are happening. Tandra means to sleep, but Krishna is called Kapat Shayan. He's pretending to sleep. Why Krishna does this pastime? Just to relish premaras. The pure devotees, this like sleepiness or illusions of Krishna apparent actually increase the bliss of the devotees. There are many kinds of Vamshi-chori-lila, stealing of the flute, and the acharyas have spoken about this in their books. It's if she's Gurudev just read this before text 4, these two paragraphs. If Shri Krishna's charming pastimes are not successfully accomplished, his nature as the absolute and as the original personality of Godhead is impaired. This is so beautiful that I will stop here today. I don't want to stop reading Madhurya Kadambini. It's full of Lilas and Lilas. All the Veda, Purana, Upanishad, Bhagavata, Srimad Bhagavata is here in the Madhurya Kadambini. So many Lilas. I just want to continue speaking, listening. When the devotee experiences these astonishing qualities, the heart of the devotee melts completely. Although faults such as illusion are grave defects in the living entities, they exist in Bhagavan as splendid attributes. Esse parágrafo antes, he read the paragraph before text 4. He read all this explanation just now.